Quick tweet. Oh wait, we're way past Halloween time. That's okay, because the three cards that I'm reviewing for you guys, Roy, Booth, Brizzy, Roy, Booth, Brizzy, Roy, Booth, Brizzy, they're some of the best cards that I have played with. Let's start with Roy, the smallest of the three. Here on my hut team, you gotta pass this little test if you want to be on my team. And it's, if you can take that shot and score, you're good enough. You guys have seen me play Versus. That shot's impossible to take with like a base 80-ish player because their accuracy just isn't good enough. Here's Roy with the forecheck on the poke check with a nice poke that he seems to be really good with. Did you notice I said forecheck and poke check the wrong way? Here's Roy coming in hot with one of my favorite shots from the past NHL series. So using a player like Roy, you're able to do more things than you would with just a regular player. Here I'm not even sure how he's able to keep that puck after doing the windmill deke and then getting a little bump. But it translated to a goal. So I like that. Here I'm going to show you one of my favorite one-timers in the whole series. And how is it that I get 3 of these beautiful clips with Roy, but I can't seem to do it consistently with any other player? So that guy ends up rage quitting. Here it is one more time in slow motion, instant replay. Mickey D gets the puck, sauces it to the wide open Roy on the right side, and one-knee one-timer. It just shows the kind of special player that Roy is. Here I'm going to show you a really tight one-timer that I honestly didn't expect it would go in. My guys usually whiff on a shot like that. Roy's able to take it pretty cleanly. So here's a clip with Roy on his own, not even controlling him. Sometimes I'm kind of just like suggesting where he should go by moving him out of place. But look, he's going to be the guy on the top. He goes right for that defender. He's able to steal the puck and give me a breakaway. I went to OT against this guy. He was a pretty good player. With 94 as a passing stat, Roy can also make some silky smooth passes like he did right there. It's not just one pass. We're going to give him another one right here for this one-timer to McDavid. This next clip is similar to the first clip where I go for the vision control one-timer. I have the puck in the offensive zone here, go for a clapper, it gets blocked. I'm going to give it to Roy, have him go for that slap shot. Really quick, gets blocked. I'm going to do it again, and this time it's going in. Okay, so now here's something really weird and kind of bad about Roy, which I'm not sure like which stat this is attributed to. But sometimes when I do go for those vision control slap shots, this is what happens. He just does this weird stop before he's able to turn, and he's the only one that I've had the problem with. So here it is in slow motion one more time. He stops before he moves instead of a fluid motion, and that's not something that I'm seeing out of my guys. Well, that's okay. This is the last clip of Roy showing you his speed, and let me tell you, he is the fastest base player I've ever used. Don't put any synergies on him. He's got 95 across the board. It's quite beautiful, really. There's Ekman over there smothering him up. All right, let's move on over to Brizzy Bryzgalov. He's the first goalie I'm reviewing on this program. And holy crap, was he solid. You know how you go and take a crap and it comes out all liquidy? You don't like that, but when it's solid, you love that. That's Bryzgalov for you. I went on a 25-game win streak for him, and while you can kind of say, you know, it's a little bit based on the player rather than the goalie, you can see the type of saves that he was making. They were very Hextall-esque, because I love Hextall. I think he only gave up like 1 goal that had no business going in. 1 goal in 25 games, that is solid. So a lot of these clips that I'm showing you are chances that I think probably would have gone in on another goalie. Brizzy showing you guys that he ain't got time for that. There's also the part where I kind of fast forward a little bit and notice that for the first 10 clips that I show you guys, there are 0 goals scored against me. Sure, most of them are in the first period, but here's a second period clip, and, you know, still 0 goals. In this clip, he's going fancy with his save. Going a little split, glove high. That's robbery. This next one's funny because it bounces off my player, and Brizzy still stays with it and makes the save. It's going to be this guy who takes the shot, and watch what happens. Boom, right off my player, and he glove saves it. What the hell? How? This one's funny as well. Watch Bryzgalov's movements trying to get this low shot rebound. He makes the save, and then we're going to zoom in and slow it down for you. He gets it. Wow. Okay, well, this guy's having a little fun. I switched to Bryzgalov so that I can become the goalie and still make the save. Brizzy enables you to do stuff like that. You know what else he's good for? Making saves on teammates. And he's a nice guy too. He just passed the puck out even though his teammate just shot on him. And we need Brizzy back in the NHL. Let's get some kind of crowdfunding thing going on with his contract. Okay, these are the type of goals that Brizzy lets in, but what do you expect? It was a breakaway. So then Brizzy goes over and talks some trash. Your mama's so humongous big, she is universe. Damn, you got him good there. This guy's going to do a one-timer here, but I mean, like, I have no chance of saving that. Brizzy had no chance, no support. That is not his fault. Last but not least, we got bone-thumping Booth. He starts us off with this big hit, which leads to a scoring opportunity the other way. Let me tell you, Booth is the fastest player I've used without synergies. Yeah, so what if I said that the second time in this video about Roy first?
And he's hammered. Whoa,
I just thought you guys should hear the sound effect of that first hit. Booth loves his corner battles and the forecheck as well. He's a big boy. He'll win a lot of those fights. Speed, big body, good poke checking. Jeez, guy can do everything. Here I'm having some fun with Booth. Some dekes, some dangles, some stick handles. Just trying out my new car, you know, taking it around the block, around the ice, whatever. Fortunately, I ran into a little bit of a spike strip here, so I didn't know what to do. I made the pass, though, and I got the one-timer in front of the net. Booth can do that, apparently. He can get out of those spike strips. Booth also knows where to be on the ice to get these pass intercepts, even though I'm not so sure if that was going to make it to that guy. He's also pretty good at drawing penalties because I'm going to take this puck back with me. He's going to try to steal it, and then I go for the dive. Gold medal in the Olympics. All right. 10 out of 10. Okay, I lied to you guys when I said that was the last clip with Roy because Booth and Roy team up for some Halloween magic right here. Roy somehow misses the empty net and hits the iron instead, but that's okay. He gets it back. I let him try out the vision control one-timer. Doesn't work out. Booth kind of going for the same idea. Nope, doesn't work out for him either. Roy's going to get this one back. He's looking around, makes some passes, and then Booth finally bears it. Oh, wait, and then number 26 steals it. God damn it, Sullivan, you're not a part of this review. Some cute little Booth dekes coming out here, showing you guys that he doesn't lose the puck very easily. This is also where I tell you guys that I did not nearly play as much games with Booth as I did with Roy. That's okay, because they were both very nice. Booth also loves being a magician and showing you guys some magic tricks, because I have absolutely no idea how he held onto this puck for this long. He gets bumped a little bit here, but he gets the puck back, and he's still going, and then finally get in front of the net and gets a really good scoring opportunity there. Here's a fun one with Booth, being on the forecheck with his speed, going for poke checks. First contestant right here, boom. Second contestant making a little spin around the net, boom. Third contestant, boom. All crispy poke checks. As a bigger guy, you have a longer stick, no homo. I don't know if people still say that, but damn, it certainly helps with those poke checks. Finally, did I mention Booth's one of the fastest players I've used because he gets hurt right there, and the opponent gets a breakaway, doesn't really get a chance to bury it. And then here comes Booth turning on the nitrous, and holy crap, he scores that breakaway goal. Back to reality, I believe it's time to review. Roy is a tough one to snag. For like 2 weeks, I was looking for a good price for him, and I couldn't find one, so I finally settled on buying him for $450,000. You might occasionally find him for $400,000. I think that's a really good price for him. So let's go with that one. I think because he's comparable to a card like McDavid without the upgrades, I have to give him a 7 out of 10 for value because he's a really good card to have for that price. Problem is, who the hell has $450,000 to spend on a card? Okay, you might, but not that many other people do. Offense-wise, Roy can do anything and everything. He has the speed, he has the shot, he has the passing. Puck control helps him for dangling. He can be in front of the net for redirects. But the one little hiccup that only I care about hurts him here. So he's still a 10 out of 10 for offense. He's just as good as Medano in that category. He's also a good centerman to have because his face-off stats are a 90. Defensively, I think hurts Roy a little bit. He's not a very big guy, so you won't get that many hits with him. But he can still poke check pretty well and be in the right places most of the time. Having a smaller body also means it might be a little bit hard to block shots with him, or to just get into the shooting lanes. Board battles might also be tough unless all you do is go for the poke check and hip check. The hip check gives smaller guys a chance to be aggressive. So for defense, I'm going to give Roy a 6 out of 10, because I already just explained to you guys how I feel about his defense. Finally, we have synergies, and I think synergies hurt him the most. He's got passing playmaker, 2 points in it, and I'm kind of just like, really? Do you need it? Dude is already making some of the greatest passes I've ever seen. But understandably, it goes with his player class being the playmaker. One time is also kind of a weird one. I didn't have it activated, but it's more passing, it's slap shot power, and it's hand eye. with a bit of offensive awareness. I think if he had 2 points in one-timer, he would be a lot more desirable, and then the last PP could be something else. But yeah, this is where I think it really hurt his value. This is one of those cards that you would have on your team despite whatever synergies that you want to activate. So for synergies, he gets a 2 out of 10 for me. If passing playmaker is the only synergy that you have left and you need 2 points in it, Roy is a good pick. And with one-timer, you gotta remember, it's 8 points. Next we go to humongous big brick wall Brizzy.
EA Sports.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
And you're damn right I had to throw that in again. So while he's solid, his new 90 overall card, I don't think it's going to be as good. So I'm going to need you to keep that in mind, and if you want to get him, you got to get his 92 overall card, his Halloween card. Brizzy on average could probably go for 120,000 pucks. I've seen him for as cheap as 90,000, and I've been trying to sell him for 160,000 and people are buying him. And I would personally pay up to 150,000 for him. I'd value him at 8 out of 10 just because that's a high cost for a lot of people, and his synergies kind of suck. That said, we need some kind of new rating statistical thingies for this review, because it's my first goalie review. So from liquid to solid, how poop is he? Liquid being bad, solid being good. Good poop, you know? And I'd rate him as good poop, solid poop. Okay, how about consistency? Consistency sounds like a good one. How often is this goalie gonna give up what I like to call bullshit goals that have no business going in? And I think he's 9 out of 10 in consistency, because he did let up that one goal, but I'm not even sure if there is even a perfect 10 out of 10 goalie. Next rating, hit me with stuff. How about the steal games-o-meter? The rating that shows you how he saves shots that have no business being saved. Let me tell you, he's a 9 out of 10 there as well. I like the saves that he was making. To me, he kind of had weird positioning, though. Like, he looked like he was at the wrong places when shots were taken, but he still managed to make the save. I don't know how that ended up happening. So what's the weakness for this goalie? I have absolutely no idea. So what's his weakness? I have absolutely no idea. I think one-timers were the ones that were kind of being consistent and going in on him. Next, let's take a look at his mask, because, you know, we gotta rate him on his looks as well. Oh my god, look at that Halloween-themed mask. Holy shit, that looks beautiful. I think we zoomed in a little bit too far out here. Can we zoom back in? Oh, thank you. Yeah. He gets a 10 out of 10 for his mask. Wait a second. Oh my god, that's just the Ducks mask. That's the default basic mask. Wow. Okay, you get a 4 out of 10 for your mask. I'm sorry. I mean, it's still orange, which is Halloween themed, and it still looks cool, and it's the Ducks. Come on, your card is a Coyotes card. How does that make any sense? Looks like he was just trying to troll us with his mask there. Whoa. What about this play? What the hell is Brizzy doing? Holy shit, he's going out. He's running into the opponent. That troll level is on a whole nother level. So he gets 10 out of 10 for being a troll meme lord or something like that. Finally, the most important thing, let's take a look at synergies. In a world where we have 4 synergies for a goalie, for a lot of the special edition cards coming out, 2-cycle game kind of sucks. 2 of the staples that I have on my team right now are Milestone Medano and Christmas Versteeg. That adds up to 5 cycle game points out of 6. And while those guys are great, maybe you don't have them, I'm sure that some other player that you have uses cycle games, so I would kind of like these 2 synergies to be something else. And of course it would have been better if it was more than 2 points. So I'm sorry, Brizzy, but this is where your value hits the toilet. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have used another shitty joke. Finally, we have Bone Thumper himself, weighing in at 212 pounds. Mr. Speedo Burrito himself, David Booth. I feel like every time I look on the market, there is a ton of booths for sale, so that means his price is usually a lot lower than Roy's. I've seen him for as low as maybe 280,000 and then as high as 400,000, maybe 420,000. 420. But I think you can comfortably buy him for 350,000. And I think he's more valuable than Roy, sitting at 8 out of 10. He's cheaper, he's faster, better synergies, he's bigger, the list goes on, and maybe it doesn't. But that's good enough for me. His 97 strength may also play a part in his heavy shooting. But I think what hurts him is he can't dangle as well as Roy. His deking and his puck control are a few points lower than Roy's. And his passing also isn't as great. But unless he gets hit by a bigger dude than him, he's not going to fall down that easily. Because he is so fast, I think I have to overlook what I just said and say that he's a 10 out of 10 for offense as well. He's going to be the guy that gets you a lot of breakaways. And if he can't do that, you can take a quick wrister with him and it's just as deadly. Defense-wise, he's a lot better than Roy at board play. He'll be able to fight off players on his own. And of course, the speed helps him tremendously. That's why I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for defense. I remember multiple times where Booth was in the back and had to cover a defenseman that went in, and he played it normally. You know, he played it as well as he could, as if he was a defenseman on my team. I personally had no issues with it. But if we're trying to find the 2 points to knock off his rating, his defensive awareness is kind of low. His durability is an 82, which is weird, meaning he's going to get injured a lot. And I don't know how well that endurance is going to work with his acceleration and speed. I feel like he'll tire out easily. Synergies-wise, better than Roy's, that's for sure. He gets Dirty Dangler, which helps his low 90 stats that we were talking about. That makes him pretty even with Roy there, which is a good thing. 2 Wicked Wrister points means his wrist shot is pretty damn good. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10 for synergies. I think what knocks him down is the fact that he doesn't really need Wicked Wrister, in my opinion. But Dirty Dangler is definitely a good one here. Would have been nice if he had, you know, Speedster, Team Wheel, make him the fastest person on the planet. But nah, that's okay. They're good enough. If anything, 3 different kind of synergies. But we don't really see that out of these Halloween cards. Unless, of course, you're the fucking all-star, who I was not paying $2 million for to make a review out of him. Anyway, that will conclude these reviews. Let me know what you guys think of them. Let me know what you guys think of this review. Let me know if I made you guys buy them, if I made you sell them, if I made you flip them, if I made you marry them. Whatever the case may be, next time we're probably going to review Legends, then we're going to review Heroes. And if a new set comes out, I'll try to be a little bit more current and pick up the guys as fast as possible so I can do a review on them. With that said, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around.